When you hear the word delicacy, you probably don't think of fried chicken, but some of the best fried chicken restaurants in the world can be pretty tough to find. Luckily, that's all about to change. You're never too old for chicken tenders, at least that's the philosophy at Slim Chickens. The founders of the chain have built an entire chicken empire around hand-breaded chicken tenders, served with a plethora of sauces, and tender lovers worldwide think it's a winning formula. In 2024, the chain started off with more than 250 locations and more than 1,150 in the works. According to CEO Tom Gordon, they pulled this off by spending over 2 decades perfecting their operations, and now they're ready to kick things into high gear. Now they're poised to jump into the country's 50 largest chains. Going into 2025, Slim Chickens had also signed deals in the UK, Poland, and Turkey. So whether you're in the States or international, be prepared for some top-of-the-line tenders to come your way very soon. To stand out from the competition, a restaurant needs to find something unique and fun to offer. For the fried chicken joint Super Chix, that's their custard. As of spring 2025, there are around 35 Super Chix locations spread across 14 lucky states, but the chain hopes to get that number up to 50 stores by the end of the year. The issue is that Super Chix is incredibly picky about locations. It tends to target high-income suburban areas with ideally a large work-from-home population. That said, the powers that be have also claimed that they hope to see expansion plans go further in coming years. Florida, in particular, will probably see upwards of 20 stores pop up across Sarasota and Tampa Bay in the near future. Stores in Washington, Georgia, and Utah are also in the works, so if you live in the southern or western U.S., you might be seeing Super Chix sooner than you think. Dave's Hot Chicken had humble beginnings. It started in 2017 when a few friends scraped together $900, a few folding tables, and a fryer to start selling chicken out of a parking lot. Less than a decade later, Dave's Hot Chicken has expanded to the UK and has a whole slew of exciting things in store. By mid-2024, the chain had over 200 stores and saw a sales increase of over 156% in previous years. After some smart business decisions that allowed for continued growth and increased employee wages, Roark Capital bought the chain for a cool $1 billion in March 2025. Considering that firm owns the likes of Dunkin', Sonic, Subway, and Buffalo Wild Wings, it's pretty safe to say we'll be seeing quite a few Dave's Hot Chicken stores pop up in the coming years. The only thing better than fried chicken might be fried chicken tenders, and those are Krispy Crunchy Chicken's bread and butter. Serving tenders, thighs, legs, and wings alongside honey biscuits, fries, and an array of other sides, this fan favorite opened 605 new locations in 2024. But if there isn't one near you yet, don't worry. Krispy Crunchy Chicken has expanded its corporate footprint and set the goal to open more than 600 more stores in 2025. Some locations will be popping up inside Walmart, and since they've seen a lot of success on delivery apps, more stores than ever will be available for online ordering. When Krispy Crunchy Chicken announced its 2025 plans, it already had around 3,200 stores. It seems that the company is already happy with its expansion so far, as it reported major increases in sales during the holiday season. That's not surprising, since nothing brings a family together quite like fried chicken.
And Krispy Crunchy is definitely Krispy Crunchy.
Pollo Campero has been around for a while, just not in the U.S. Founded in 1971, there are more than 400 locations worldwide, with a serious foothold in Central America. The first U.S. location opened in 2002, and it turns out that Americans love it too. Pollo Campero's unique offerings like sweet plantains, yuca fries, and its empanada trio set the chain apart from its competition. And since it opened its first U.S. location in Los Angeles, it's expanded slowly but surely. The 100th location opened in 2024, and that was really just the start. The company set a goal to have 250 U.S. locations going into 2028, and it hopes to add 40,000 new jobs worldwide and incorporate a bigger and better supply chain. Pollo Campero already has a ton of loyal fans, so the chain's pivoting to target new customers and bring them into the family too. Based on the quality of their food, that shouldn't be much of a challenge. Walk into a Big Chicken and you'll notice a lot of references to big flavors and sports. That's not an accident, as Shaquille O'Neal is one of the chain's backers. There's even a combo called the Shaq Attack. Started in 2018, Big Chicken is one of the newer chains on this list. At the end of 2024, it was still approaching 50 locations, but it hopes to reach more than 270 by 2029.
That's a big chicken.
That includes some traditional restaurants and some partnerships with organizations like Penn State. In 2025, Big Chicken was announced as the first confirmed tenant of a new state college high-rise, and it doesn't look like that will be the last Big Chicken store to hit Pennsylvania in the coming years. Playing to the college crowd is a solid strategy. Fried chicken after a late-night party or an all-nighter in the library would definitely hit different. But that's not the only place Big Chicken is en route to. The chain is also going international, starting in Honduras and Canada, and looking into opening in stadiums. And with someone like Shaq to help make connections, we wouldn't be surprised if Big Chicken has a huge global footprint before too long. There's a lot to love about Golden Chick. From their fried chicken sandwiches to their seafood offerings, there's a little something for everyone. Although it hasn't said much in the way of numbers, the chain has confirmed that it will continue to expand. It announced on LinkedIn that it's taking a concentric growth strategy, which means it's slowly spreading from the places it's already doing well into other nearby markets. Houston, Texas, for example, just got its 15th location in 2025, while Shreveport, Louisiana got its second. There are also plans to open Golden Chicks in new cities, and based on that market strategy, we'd guess that people on the outskirts of Golden Chick territory now might be due for a location in their town before long. The chain is also switching things up with its menu. Heading into 2025, it brought back the fan favorite loaded mashed potato golden bowl, at least temporarily. It also announced plans to continue putting out funky and limited time menu offerings, which will likely get new people in the door and keep repeat customers coming back. Lots of the restaurants on this list offer their own unique spin on popular foods, but Bonchon is almost in a league of its own. The Korean fried chicken chain offers all kinds of classic Korean fare like kimchi, pickled radishes, pot stickers, fried octopus dumplings, and mainstays like bulgogi and japchae. With such unique offerings, it's no surprise that this chain is putting out some seriously impressive numbers when it comes to expansion. In 2024, Bonchon had 130 U.S. locations, with a 5-year plan to turn that into 500. Americans can expect new locations to pop up in Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, New Jersey, New York, and Texas, and there are also plans to put Bonchons in malls, airports, and hotels. And that's just in the US. The chain also hopes to reach 1,000 locations worldwide, and things seem to be moving along well. In March 2025, Bonchon opened restaurant number 150 in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and there are more Arkansas locations to come. At the rate they're going, we have complete faith Bonchon will reach their expansion goals, if not exceed them. For several years, if you wanted Zaxbys outside of Georgia, you were pretty much SOL.
Of course I love Zaxby's. Thank you. Talking about.
And while it's still largely associated with its home state, Zaxby's now exists in 16 others and is thankfully spreading throughout the U.S. In late 2024, it was announced that 2025 would see the first of many Philadelphia locations, and Northeasterners will be happy to know Maryland and New Jersey are also getting a Zaxby's this year. But if you live in the South, Zaxby's hasn't forgotten about you. By March 2025, it opened stores in South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, and Mississippi. And since industry experts continue to rank the chain as one of the top franchises out there today, we're confident those stats will only go up in the years to follow. There's no two ways about it. Nashville hot chicken is hot right now, and that brings us to Hattie B's. Hattie B's allure isn't just the fried chicken, though that is a part of it. It's also the beer cheese, pimento cheese, and the Dirty Bird fries. And the fact that it was founded by a father and son team doesn't hurt either.
Beautiful chicken with equally delicious sides and a staff family here that treats you like you're the only person in the world every time you come in.
Taking that family-run feel nationwide can be challenging, so it makes sense that when we talk about growth here, the metrics are going to be tighter. In 2023, there were only 12 locations, but that dozen stores saw a whopping 14% increase in sales, so now there are new locations being planned. Chicago is slated to get a Hattie B's in 2025 or 2026, and Austin, Texas might even get a second location to match the one that opened in early 2024. And while we'd love to see more Hattie B's popping up, if this slow and steady growth is what keeps the company going for the long term, we're totally here for it. Bojangles has been around since 1977, and it's no stranger to rapid expansion. In 2014, for example, it was estimated that a new store opened every 6 days. By early 2024, there were more than 800 locations in the U.S., and more are in the works. The chain's website offers customers some pretty extensive franchising information, and there are available markets in almost every region of the U.S. Although it's been a southern chain for a long time, 30 stores are slated to open just in Los Angeles alone. And that's not the only Western expansion we're seeing. Bojangles is coming to Las Vegas, Houston, and spreading throughout SoCal and Arizona. It continues to be one of the top performers for franchisors. One franchisee has even opened up a whopping 120 locations across 6 states, and that bodes well for people waiting for new stores. The company chalked the success up to an ever-changing menu, streamlined operations, and a franchising model that helps franchisees optimize their operations. Evidently, it's working. There aren't nearly enough Jollibee locations in the US right now, but it looks like that could change any day. As much as we love honey mustard and hot chicken, Jollibee's gravy and secret marinade is irreplaceable, and we'd love to have it more accessible in the States. While there are fewer than 80 Jollibee stores in the United States as of April 2025, there are currently thousands overseas and more than 3,000 just in the Philippines. Luckily, in 2025, it laid the groundwork for a massive push into the States, largely thanks to a franchise program that's projected to open at least a few hundred new locations. Jollibee now has a division solely dedicated to vetting, operating, and supporting US-based franchises, and it's giving preference to franchisees who are willing to open more than one location. In short, Jollibee is setting itself up to be a major player in the US fried chicken scene, and we can't wait to see where it goes. Raising Cane's may not have the biggest menu, but quality usually outshines quantity. And luckily for us, quantity is becoming less and less of an issue regarding Raising Cane's stores. In 2024, Raising Cane's had set a goal to open 100 new locations and ultimately beat that by an impressive 18 stores. So in 2024, it set a few more ambitious goals for itself in an attempt to compete with heavy hitters like Wendy's and McDonald's. These included hitting $10 billion in sales, reaching 150,000 employees, and getting a total of 1,600 restaurants up and running. That'd be a huge increase from the 727 locations of 2023, and they're sure as heck making progress toward it. By March 2025, Raising Cane's had already flown past the 900 location mark, and it's considered one of the fastest growing chains in the country. There's still a lot of chicken to fry up if they really want to hit their mark, but thanks to their dedication to employee satisfaction and community engagement, it all seems within reach. A few celebrity endorsements don't hurt either.